Welcome back to the workshop, everybody. It's time for the side rails of the crib. If you haven't watched part 2 of the crib series where I build the footboard, click here to watch that first. Let's get started. I start by cutting down the bottom rail the size of my miter saw. Then it's back to those good old mortises. I used the same spacer blocks that I used on the footboard and ripped down the rails. And it's just down to measuring, marking, and chopping. If you guys want to get better at mortises, build a crib. It's a night and day from where I started and when I was done with this bad boy. Now for the top rail. I want a more dramatic curve than the footboard so that it would tie into the headboard better. Using more advanced Google Math and my high-tech scrap wood compass, I measured the curve I need. Then with a straight piece of wood, because my framing square was missing, I drew a straight line off of it to tie in the design. Cut it out with the bandsaw, and then it's on to more important matters. And by more important matters, I mean the power of steam! Once the band had set overnight, I started on the mortises for the top rail. I used the same method of the combination square and speed square to transfer them over, and then it was time to chisel them out. For real, this project is a hand tool skill developer. I sanded everything and knocked down the corners with 80 grit, and then it was time to glue it all together. Once the glue set, I clamped down both side rails together and using a belt sander ground them down together so they match perfectly. Time to attach the top rail. I left the rail long again so I could make sure I could cut it flush. I cut down one side with a handsaw to make sure I had a flat surface to register against the fence, and then it was on to the table saw. I like to hate on pocket holes, but they do have their place. I'm using them to join the side rails to the footboard so that I can convert this into a real bed when my daughter gets older. Time for the dry assembly. I used 3-inch screws to attach the headboard to the rails. I had to shave down the front of the side rail to match the footboard using my Japanese saw file. I love this tool. Then just attach the footboard to the rails and check this thing out. It felt so good to see it all together. It was just like, wow, I built that. And with that, the crib is almost complete. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week for the finishing process. We got links to the tools I use and my Instagram in the description below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And tell your friends about this. It'll really help me out. See you on the next one.